Becky Lynch in tears as Seth Rollins rushed to California hospital after tragic accident. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. The wrestling world thrives on drama, intensity, and unforgettable moments inside the ring. But sometimes, the most shocking events happen outside of it. Today, we cover a heartbreaking and tragic story involving two of WWE's biggest names, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. The couple has been one of the most admired duos in wrestling history, two larger-than-life superstars who found love amidst the chaos of the industry. Together, they've shared triumphs, championships, parenthood, and unforgettable milestones. But behind the glitz and glamour of professional wrestling, tragedy has a way of striking when it's least expected. News broke recently that Seth Rollins, the visionary and former world heavyweight champion, was involved in a devastating accident in California. According to reports, Rollins was rushed to the hospital under emergency care. Details remain scarce, but the incident was serious enough to leave fans worldwide in shock. By his side during this terrifying ordeal was none other than his wife, Becky Lynch. Known to the WWE Universe as the Man, Becky has stood resilient through every challenge in her career. But in this moment, she couldn't hold back her emotions. Eyewitnesses reported Becky in tears as she accompanied Seth through the frantic rush to the hospital. In this video, we'll walk through exactly what happened, how the news unfolded, Becky Lynch's reaction, the response from the wrestling community, and what this tragic event means for the future of Seth Rollins' career and their family. This is not a scripted storyline. This is real, and the pain that Becky and Seth are going through reminds us that, at the end of the day, even our heroes are human. The accident reportedly occurred late in the evening in California, where Seth Rollins had been traveling for a series of promotional appearances and personal obligations. According to witnesses, Rollins was on his way back from a private event when tragedy struck. Initial reports indicate that Seth's vehicle was involved in a serious collision. Emergency responders were called immediately, and within minutes, Seth Rollins was being carefully extracted from the scene. Witnesses described the atmosphere as chaotic, with flashing sirens, police officers directing traffic, and medical personnel rushing to stabilize Seth. Becky Lynch, who was in California with her husband, arrived shortly after. Upon seeing the wreckage, she reportedly broke down in tears. Sources claim Becky cried uncontrollably as she rushed toward the paramedics who were working to secure Seth Rollins on a stretcher. The severity of the situation quickly became clear when Rollins was transported via ambulance to a nearby hospital in Los Angeles. At this point, fans and reporters had already begun piecing together what had happened, and the news spread like wildfire across social media platforms. Videos surfaced of Becky holding Seth's hand as the EMTs prepared to move him. Though the footage is grainy, you can clearly hear her shouting, "Stay with me. Seth, please stay with me." The images were gut-wrenching. The Man, the fearless warrior of WWE who has overcome every obstacle in her path, was reduced to tears, pleading for her husband's safety. It was a sight that fans never thought they would see, and it made the tragedy all the more real. For Becky, this wasn't just about losing a fellow superstar or a colleague. This was about the man she loves, the father of her daughter, and her partner in life. Becky Lynch has always been portrayed as a strong, fiery competitor. Her persona as the Man represents resilience, toughness, and defiance in the face of adversity. But when Seth was placed on that stretcher, none of that mattered. The tears in her eyes showed Becky not as a WWE superstar, but as a human being watching her world crumble before her eyes. Eyewitnesses outside the hospital reported that Becky was visibly distraught, pacing back and forth while speaking with doctors and nurses. At one point, she sat down on the curb, her face in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably. Inside sources say Becky refused to leave Seth's side. Even when doctors needed space to work, she pleaded with them to let her stay close. Hospital staff eventually allowed her to sit in the hallway outside the emergency room doors. Fans quickly rallied around Becky, with the hashtag #PrayForSeth trending worldwide. Many shared their heartbreak at seeing Becky so vulnerable. One fan tweeted, "Seeing Becky Lynch in tears is breaking me. She's always been the strongest, but this shows how much she loves Seth. Please let him be okay. The news of Rollins' accident spread rapidly throughout WWE. Superstars, staff, and officials were blindsided by the shocking turn of events. Triple H was among the first to issue a statement. Seth Rollins is more than just a superstar, his family to all of us. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, Becky, and their loved ones during this incredibly difficult time. Other WWE stars quickly followed. Roman Reigns, who has shared both fierce rivalries and deep respect with Rollins, tweeted, "My brother, my blood, we're all pulling for you. You got this, Seth." Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and countless others poured out messages of support. John Cena posted a heartfelt message on Instagram, calling Rollins one of the hardest-working and most genuine men I've ever known. At the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, trainers and trainees held a private moment of silence in honor of Rollins, showing solidarity for their fallen colleague. Fans also played their part, creating artwork, tribute videos, and supportive messages for both Seth and Becky. It was clear that this wasn't just about a superstar being injured. This was about a family the wrestling world had grown to love. To truly understand why this accident hit so hard, we need to reflect on the journey of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch as a couple. Their relationship became public in 2019, and fans were instantly captivated. Not only were they two of WWE's top stars at the height of their careers, but they represented a rare love story that blossomed under the spotlight of professional wrestling. In 2020, they welcomed their daughter, Rue, into the world. Both Becky and Seth often shared glimpses of their life as parents, and fans grew to admire them not only as wrestlers but as people who balanced family with fame. Throughout injuries, storyline ups and downs, and even the exhausting travel schedules of WWE life, Becky and Seth always seemed to be each other's anchor. Their love was genuine, their chemistry undeniable, and their bond unshakable. So when Seth's accident occurred, it wasn't just a superstar in danger. It was Becky's entire world collapsing before her. The image of her crying at the hospital wasn't just heartbreaking. It was a reminder of how fragile life truly is. Reports from inside the California hospital indicate that Seth Rollins underwent a series of urgent medical examinations. Doctors worked tirelessly to stabilize him and assess the extent of his injuries. While official updates were scarce, insiders revealed that Rollins remained conscious at times, though he was heavily sedated for treatment. Becky stayed by his side, holding his hand whenever possible. At one point, hospital staff say Becky whispered repeatedly, "You're going to be okay. We need you. I love you."